What is up, boys and girls? Lundrick here, and now I'm back. And today I've got a special audio video for you today. So basically, as the title says, G1 Climax 28 preview. So of course, the big G1 Climax is coming up next week. I believe it starts next Saturday. So we're just going to talk about it really. I'm going to go through the blocks, talk about certain matches and all that, and just all that good shit. Just have a little talk about it really. But before we do that, what I'm going to do is just explain the concept of the G1 Climax to someone who doesn't know, maybe a novice who hasn't heard of it before. And it basically goes like this: you have 20 wrestlers, break them down into two blocks of 10. So you got block A and block B, and it's round robin style. So every wrestler in each block faces every other wrestler in each block over a period of about 3 weeks. It's usually 18 shows, of course, and you get 2 points for a win and 1 point for a draw. I mean, obviously, you time them a draw, double count out, or whatever the case may be. So, obviously, over time, you pick up points, and then the winners of each block, the person who has the most points in each block, will face each other in the grand final. And the winner of that becomes the winner of the G1 Climax and gets this IWGP Heavyweight Championship match at Wrestle Kingdom, or if the champion happens to win, he gets to pick his Wrestle Kingdom opponent. I mean, pretty simple concept really. It's not that complicated to work out. Obviously, it's got similarity to the Royal Rumble with the winner of the Royal Rumble getting the WWE title shot at WrestleMania. So pretty much the same principle here, and obviously, but over the course there's going to be some awesome matches out there. I'm positive of it. And yeah, for me, this is quite special for me because it was last year's G1 was the first one I ever watched from start to finish. Obviously, this time last year I was just getting into New Japan, and the G1 Climax came at an awesome time. Came at a time where I just got sick of the WWE product. I had enough. Started watching something else, and that was New Japan. And from what I can see, it was a lot of people's first time watching the G1 as well. It was an awesome experience. It definitely gave me a chance to see a lot more of the product, a lot more of the different wrestlers and all that, which was cool as shit. And I loved the G1 Climax 27. Now here we are, the 2018 version. Will it be good as last year? Maybe, maybe not. It'll still be awesome regardless anyway. So, we're going to go through the blocks now. I'm going to tell you who the blocks are. So obviously block A, we've got pretty much headed up by Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Minoru Suzuki, Michael Elgin, Togi Makabe, Jay White, Yoshihashi, Bad Luck Fale, Evil and Hangman Page. So that's a good block, and we'll talk about potential matches and all that in a little bit. But block B is the one that really catches my eye. I think this is going to be the block, and obviously it's headed up by IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega, Tetsuya Naito, two-time winner, the winner of the last year's G1, Kota Ibushi, which we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. Tomohiro Ishii, Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroki Goto, Juice Robinson, Toru Yano, great, Sanada and Tama Tonga. So overall, pretty much pleased with that. I mean, I think Toru Yano is the one I really would have taken out. I mean, he's just a joke wrestler, isn't he, really? And what purpose does he serve other than have comedy matches, really? I mean, there's a lot of guys you could have given that spot to either Smith or Archer. I think that would have been better, to be honest with you. Tama Tonga, cool, I guess. I mean, he was in last year's, but I wasn't that blown away by him, to be honest with you. I think also Yoshihashi I could have done without. I mean, I've only really ever seen one exciting Yoshihashi match, and that's the one of Kota Ibushi New Japan Cup this year, sorry. So, but apart from that, I can't really complain. Although I will say, Block B looks far superior to Block A. I mean, Block A's got some good talent in there. Don't get me wrong, but I think Block B is where it's really going to happen in this thing. And yeah, let's get down to some of the people in there talking about. Obviously, you've got your big guns in there. I mean, Okada, Tanahashi, Suzuki, they're all going to do well. Quite so for a Block A perspective, two people I want to really look. Three people actually. I think Michael Elgin's always good to see him wrestling. Obviously, it's a slightly weaker block. Michael Elgin could really shine this block. But I'm looking at two debutants here, which I'm really excited to see. I think Jay White's making his debut, the 25-year-old United States champion. Although he's probably going to lose the title this weekend to Juice Robinson, member of Chaos. I mean, it's a big chance for him to really shine. I mean, obviously New Japan has to see big things in his future. I mean, they put him in the Wrestle Kingdom with Tanahashi. Then he beat Omega to win the US title. I think he's still a work in progress in my opinion. I mean, he's definitely getting better, but you get the sense definitely a work in progress. I mean, he's still only 25-year-old, so he's got a lot of time in his hands. So obviously it's going to be interesting to see how he does. I mean, he's got obviously on day one he's facing Tanahashi, which should be a banger. No, not Tanahashi, Okada. That should be interesting. Then he's got another chance to go up there with Tanahashi. Maybe Suzuki will make a man out of him. And the other guy for me, Hangman Page. That should be, yep, I'm really glad to see that. Really happy to see him getting an opportunity. I think he's quietly becoming a really good wrestler this year. I mean, he's had two really impressive singles matches that I've seen. The one with Jay White in Long Beach in March, and then match of Kota Ibushi for Ring of Honor WrestleMania weekend, Supercard of Honor. So another young guy, I think he's like 25, 26, Bullet Club member. This is a big chance for him to really be kind of like Juice Robinson last year. Juice Robinson got a real chance to shine last year, the young guy. I think Hangman Page could be that guy. I mean, obviously, two huge matches of Okada and Tanahashi in the offering. Obviously, Minoru Suzuki as well. So that's going to be interesting. And obviously, Block 8, I mean, for me, I'm excited to see Suzuki face both Tanahashi and Okada. Those should be amazing matches. It's going to be Suzuki Tanahashi on night one. That'll be awesome. Then Block B, I mean, this is going to be a great block, I think, overall. I mean, obviously, let's get us out the way. I think the one we're most excited for is Omega and Ibushi in the same block. I mean, the Golden Lovers in the same block, which means the match is going to finally happen in New Japan. Kota Ibushi versus Kenny Omega. That should be a match of the year contender right there. I mean, potential 5-star match, absolutely, 100%. Cannot wait to see this match. And obviously, Naito and Omega, that's going to be exciting. I mean, they've only had 2 matches ever, and they were in G1, the G1 Climax 26, and of course the epic final of G1 Climax 27 last year. That's actually going to be on night 2, the opening round of the B block. So what a way to get the B block off of a bang for sure. Who we got here? I think this is good. Obviously Juice Robinson. Can't wait to see him. He did well last year, but he's got other matches. Robinson with Bushi, that should be great. And then we got he'll face Omega again. He had a really good match with Omega last year. Awesome US title match with him. One of the Destruction shows last September. And he'll probably be going to this as a United States champion. So that'll be sweet. And obviously, Tomohiro Ishii, you can always count on him. I mean, we're going to see Ishii and Omega hook up again. They had 3 awesome matches in 2017 at Dontaku, did a G1 special, and in the New Japan Cup last year. So can't wait to see Omega and Ishii hook up again. That should be fantastic. Obviously, Bushi and Ishii, that should be great as well. You can always count on Ishii and Naito to deliver a great match of each other. That should be sweet. And a guy I'm really looking at for this one is Sanada. I mean, this is a real chance for him to up his game. I mean, guy's definitely got hell of a lot of potential. I mean, I think he's still in his 20s. He's got size. He's got ability. I mean, he had an awesome match with Okada at New Beginning earlier this year for the title. So that should be pretty fucking sweet. So big chance for him to really break out in this tournament, I feel. We'll see some great stuff. And Zack Sabre Jr., another chance for him. I mean, he was one of the real impressive people in last year's G1. He's just had a fantastic year all round in Rev Pro and New Japan. Obviously, memorably won the New Japan Cup this year by tapping out Naito, by tapping out Ibushi, by tapping out Sanada and tapping out Tanahashi. But then he lost the big title match to Okada Sakura Genesis. But he beat him just last week on Rev Pro's New Japan Strong Style Evolved UK, which is a fantastic match actually. You should check it out. So yeah, so what days are we going to look forward to? I mean, we've got to look at night one. How's it going to start? Night one's going to be main evented by Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Minoru Suzuki. I mean, you saw the match he had at New Beginning in Sapporo this year. That's a classic match. It really is one of the best matches of the entire year. And then obviously, if you want to go back, you can go back to King of Pro Wrestling 2012. One of the best matches in New Japan history. And I could see Tanahashi getting beat in this one. I could see Suzuki defeating Tanahashi, because obviously last year Tanahashi lost in the first match to Zack Sabre Jr. I can see that happening again. Because obviously we've got Togi Makabe, Yoshihashi, yeah, whatever. Elgin Evil, that could be an interesting match. Interesting big guy match. And one to look out for is definitely Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. That could be a great test for Jay White, see if he can hang with his Chaos Boss Okada. So that should be interesting. Then obviously night two, which is the first block B. Obviously this headlined by two huge matches. We've got Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. 3. Obviously they had the match at last year's G1. Then they had an awesome match in the New Japan Cup this year. And let's see how the third match pans out. I mean, I'll probably go with Zack Sabre to win again. I think that'd be good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. But obviously the big one, if you want to start the block off with a massive bang, you go with Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito. I mean, this match should be amazing, pretty much. This match will be unbelievable, I've got no doubt. Cannot wait to see this match. For me, the last two matches he had were both 5-star matches. The best two matches Naito's ever had. Obviously the match he had last year was unbelievable. I mean, if it wasn't for Omega Okada at Dominion, that would have been my match of the year for 2017. It was that good. And obviously Naito won and Kenny won one, so they're 1-1 here. So they're going in quite even. So that's going to be interesting. Then obviously night 3, we got this could be a nice gem. Juice Robinson versus on Monday the 16th. We got Tanahashi versus Jay White. So great opportunity for Jay White to start the tournament off with a bang. I mean, he's got his two biggest opponents, Tanahashi and White. Obviously, the Tanahashi match will be a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom's Intercontinental title match, which that was a good match overall, but it wasn't a classic or anything like that. And I do think Jay White's come on since then, so I do feel like this will be a better match than the one that they had in Wrestle Kingdom. And who knows, maybe Tanahashi wins again. And what else we got on the show? Oh, this is interesting. We got Makabe versus Suzuki. I mean, they had a match earlier this year for the Intercontinental title with Suzuki going over. And this is Makabe's return to the G1. He was injured last year. I believe he was in the 2016 one, I can't remember. So this is a great chance for him to try and re-establish himself as that veteran who can still go. So Makabe Suzuki, that should be pretty good. What have we got? Elgin Hangman Page. Now that could be a really good match I would really like to see. That's a good match for Hangman Page. Maybe have Hangman Page go over, I don't know. Then obviously the night 4, the second night of Block B on July the 19th, that looks interesting. I mean, Kota Ibushi versus Juice Robinson is going to be the headline attraction for that one. This could great chance for Juice. I think him and Ibushi will work really well together. So maybe have one of those ones where Juice maybe gets the upset. I don't know. Then we've got Goto versus Omega rematch from the G1 Climax 26 final. That obviously Hiroki Goto's a really good worker. Not a top guy, but he is a really good worker. And him and Omega, sure, him and Omega will have an excellent match. This show actually looks great. Now I'm looking at it. We've got a Ishii Naito on the same night as well. Whoa, that's a really good block. That one, really interested to see that day. Then you got Yano, fucking Sabre, whatever. Then we got night 5 at Friday the 20th, headlined by Tanahashi, Bad Luck Fale. So Bad Luck Fale will do his job. I mean, you're not really going to get many 4-star matches out of Fale, but you're going to get solid matches. And him and Tanahashi usually have 3.5-star matches together, so that could be cool. They've got Elgin and White there. That could be interesting. That's a match I'm quite excited to see. That should be good. And obviously Okada will face Hangman Page. Obviously, so that's going to be a big one for Hangman Page, getting a chance to face the Rainmaker. So that should be interesting. Then we go back to Block B on Saturday the 21st. Juice Robinson versus Naito. And they had a pretty good match for the Intercontinental title last year. Oh, I can't remember the name of the show though, but sure someone will remember. Some owl people might remember this. Robinson, Naito, that should be fantastic. Goto, Ishii, Chaos versus Chaos. They had a really good match last year. I mean, from what I've gathered, before Goto joined Chaos, they had some awesome matches. Do you remember an absolute belter that I've seen them have from Power Struggle 2013? So, see what happens there. Omega Tamatonga, that's Bullet Club versus Bullet Club. Sonata versus Zack Sabre Jr. Then we got on Sunday the 22nd, we got Tanahashi versus Hangman Page. So, again, another big opportunity for Hangman Page to have a breakout match. McAvey versus Okada, from what I've seen, they've had a few really good matches in the past. Oh, Jay White versus Minoru Suzuki. Oh, God. That's the night Jay White becomes a man. I mean, you don't really become a man unless you've had a ass kick from Minoru Suzuki, believe me. So, that's going to be good just to see how Jay White can handle getting in the ring with a guy like Minoru Suzuki. So, poor Jay White, on that day, July the 22nd, you may die. Then Block B on the 26th, headlined by Robinson versus Omega. Again, that should be a fantastic match. I mean, Robinson, Juice beat Omega last year, didn't he? I think. Pretty sure he did. I think I'm right about that. Obviously, Omega had a good US title defense against him, so again, there should be another fantastic match. Ishii versus Sabre, that obviously, we know how good that match will be. I mean, they had 3 matches in the past. G1 Special US title tournament, G1 Climax last year, and Ishii beat Sabre for the Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight title WrestleMania weekend. So it'd be nice to see them hook up again. Then Sonata Ibushi on that show, that might be a nice gem. Then we go to Friday, July the 27th. Tanahashi versus Makabe is the headline attraction. So we'll see how that goes. That should be fine. Elgin versus Suzuki. Obviously, they had some matches last year, some disappointing matches in my opinion. But I feel that was down to all the Suzuki gun running bullshit. But that seemed to have stopped over the last year. So obviously that should be a pretty brutal match. Evil Hangman Page. Let's see how that one goes. That could be an interesting match for both. Then we've got the Saturday, July the 28th. Oh, God. So, yeah, this is probably one of the weaker cards, really. You've got Robinson Yano, Tamatonga Sabre, Omega Sonata. But 2 eye-catching matches. Goto versus Naito. That should be a really good match. Chaos versus LIJ. Then Ishii versus Ibushi. They had a really good match last year. So, that's a match to look out for. Then we're getting to Monday, July the 30th. Again, this show doesn't look that great, but there should be at least one good match on here. I mean, the standout one was really Elgin versus Okada. I mean, I remember they had a great match last year where Elgin really battered Okada for long periods of that match, but Okada came through. Then a rematch from Strong Style Evolved in Long Beach, Jay White versus Hangman Page. That could be a nice gem of a match. I mean, they had an awesome match at that show in March, so that should be. And then obviously Evil versus Suzuki, again, a nice test for Evil to be a man and fight Minoru Suzuki. Now, when July's out, we're getting closer to the end now. We got August the 1st. Again, I think this is a kind of the little period where the in-between period, obviously, the hottest periods are generally the first 4 nights and the last 4 nights. But there's an awesome match on this one. Okay, for the first time ever in New Japan at least, Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, they probably have wrestled on some indie promotion in the US somewhere at some point, but I've never heard of or seen a match like this, so for me this is the first time match in New Japan. This could be an absolute classic actually. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how they work together, Omega and Sabre. Somewhat of an indie dream match, I would say. I would say so anyway. Interesting to see how that one works out, but on the same night you've got Robinson Sonata, Goto versus Ibushi, that could be interesting. Then Ishii Tamatonga. Then back into the A block on August the 2nd. Tanahashi versus Evil. I mean, they had some pretty interesting matches at last year in the New Japan Cup. I think Evil had an Intercontinental title shot. But the standout match for this one, Okada versus Suzuki. Really excited to see this match. This match would be fucking awesome, actually, to be fair. I mean, they had 2 awesome matches last year. IWGP title match at New Beginning, and an awesome 30-minute draw last year. So, maybe they'll go to draw again, I don't know. We'll have to see. Then we got back to the B block for Saturday, August the 4th. We got Naito versus Ibushi. They had a classic match last year in the G1 Climax. Obviously, no doubt they'll have a fantastic match again. This is actually a great match. The night actually got Robertson versus Sabre. That should be a great match of 2 young wrestlers. And Ishii and Omega. That again should be fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing that one. So obviously, as you can see, really, Block B is definitely the more exciting block in my opinion by a mile. And then we'll see. And back the A block for Sunday, August 5th. We got Tanahashi versus Elgin. That should be a really great match. Maybe Elgin get a big win over Tanahashi there. I don't know. We got Okada versus Evil, a rematch from last year where Evil got the big win over Okada. Because it was only Evil and Omega who pinned Okada in last year's G1, and Evil ended up getting a title shot out of this. So can he do it again? Who knows? Then we got Hangman Page versus Minoru Suzuki. Again, like Jay White, this could be the day, August the 5th, could be the day Hangman Page dies. Who knows? Then we got back to B block on August the 8th, because we're getting down to the end now, because this is the second of last days. We got Juice Robinson versus Tomohiro Ishii. Oof. Again, this should be a great test for Robinson. Can he handle Ishii? Goto versus Sabre. That could be a really good wrestling match. Then you got Ibushi, Tamatonga, Naito versus Sonata. Now we're in the finals. Now we got the block A final will look like this. We got Bad Luck Fale versus Minoru Suzuki, Yoshihashi versus Hangman Page, Jay White versus Evil, Togi Makabe versus Michael Elgin, and what's no doubt going to be the decider, Okada versus Tanahashi. Now I'm not going to lie, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining with seeing Tanahashi or Okada. I mean, come on, that's an all-time classic feud, but did we really need to see another Tanahashi Okada match? I mean, we had one this year for the IWGP Heavyweight title, but there was a story behind that one with Tanahashi being the one to try to stop Okada from breaking his record. So I'm guessing Okada and Tanahashi will be neck and neck until this match, but there's always that thought that they might go the Hiroki Goto route of 2016 and have Omega and Tanahashi and Okada go to a draw, and then Tanahashi and Okada go to a draw, and then maybe Minoru Suzuki takes a block. But for me, it's a prediction. I just don't see anyone other than Okada really taking this. I really don't. And then obviously the Block B final. Now this is what you came to see. You've got Duke Robinson versus Hiroki Goto. Tomohiro Ishii versus Sanada. Wait, Yano versus Tonga, but who gives a shit about that? Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. And the big one, Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi. I think most people, this is the match that they're most looking forward to in the G1 Climax, and it is for me too. But don't sleep on Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, they had a fantastic match in the New Japan Cup this year, and they'll probably have an even better one this year. But it's got to be all about Omega versus Ibushi, hasn't it? I mean, the Golden Lovers. I mean, we all thought they might save this one for Wrestle Kingdom. And who knows, that match might happen at Wrestle Kingdom. But for the first time in New Japan, it's happening here. I mean, apparently they did have a bunch of matches in DDT back in 2012. But I haven't seen them yet. I mean, there's supposedly a 2 out of 3 Falls match out there, which was supposedly amazing. But I've yet to see it. I probably will watch it at some point before this match happens. And yeah, this is it really, isn't it? I mean, Dave Meltzer, get your star ratings out for this one. I mean, how many star ratings are you going to give this? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? A million stars? Who knows? I'm not concerned about that. I just want to see a fantastic match, which no doubt we're going to see. So who's really going to be the realistic winners for this? I mean, A Block, I just don't see anyone other than Okada taking it. I mean, I know Tanahashi's an outsider, I suppose. I mean, because you might give Tanahashi one last G1 Climax final, but I think it's got to be. I think Okada, obviously, because he's lost the title to Omega at Dominion. He also recently lost to Zack Sabre Jr. Strong Style Evolved UK. So you're thinking they're probably gonna push Okada strong in this. So it's got to be Okada, hasn't it? Really, I mean, I'd be hell of a surprise if it was anybody else, really. And obviously, yeah, people like Jay White and Elgin and all that, they won't win it, but they can still have strong tournaments. And obviously the B Block, obviously, I think this one's a little bit more open. I mean, Omega maybe, and I don't think Omega will win because the IWGP champion, I don't know, I just don't think he will. Don't think he needs to be honest with you. So it's got to be down to Ibushi and Naito, haven't you, which are both inviting options. But I'm going to have to go. I'm going to go for Bushi, really, because I think for Ibushi, you've got a Bushi, you could think. So obviously this like leads to Wrestle Kingdom. So you think if Ibushi wins and Ibushi or Okada in the final, either way, Okada or Naito or Okada or Ibushi, you're getting a classic final. I think if Okada wins, you've got 2 options, really, to do Okada versus Omega 5, which, I don't know. I mean, obviously the match will be amazing, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like at Dominion, I feel like they're not going to do any better than what they did at Dominion. And I feel like I'd rather wait a year, maybe 2 years down the line, to see another Okada or Omega match. So I'd rather not see it at Wrestle Kingdom. I'm not going to complain if it happens, but I'd rather not see it. So if Okada wins, there's another idea for maybe Naito takes the title of King of Pro Wrestling. Then you get the Okada Naito rematch in the Tokyo Dome last year. And then Naito can get his big victory over Okada in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 13, like he should have done last year. But then obviously say Ibushi wins. The only real option you've got there that really exciting is from a challenge Kenny Omega for the title in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 13. Then maybe at that point you could do Okada Naito and just a non-title grudge match, maybe. Obviously if Naito wins, you've got to go Naito Omega. That definitely sounds inviting, doesn't it? I mean, so it's really tough call for me. I'm going to go with Ibushi to win the G1 Climax. And I think they'll do Omega versus Ibushi for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Wrestle Kingdom next year. So yeah, let's see really. So obviously, so there's really some really exciting stuff to look forward to on this G1 Climax. Some great matches, hopefully some standout performances, maybe some big storylines develop, maybe some new feuds start. So yeah, let's just enjoy it. Obviously, so if you're really just looking to get into New Japan, this would be a really good point to start with. If you could watch something from every day, maybe see a little bit of this guy, a little bit of that guy, you'll get more knowledge on the product. So I've been through the matches with you, and there's some really exciting stuff out there. And for the first time, the entire tournament is going to be in English on NewJapanWorld.com, so which is great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't really have a problem with Japanese commentary as such, but I definitely prefer listening to the English commentary, so I can, like, for context, so the commentator can get me to understand the story and things like that. So it'll be pretty cool, and I'll watch live when I can, because obviously sometimes it's like in the morning time for me, and obviously I've got a job and things to do and things like that, so I don't think I'll be watching every single show live. I mean, that's pretty impossible and unrealistic, but when I can, I will watch things live. And obviously I am definitely committed to doing a top 15 list at the end of the tournament of the top 15 matches. This is a might, not saying I will, I might review the cards and like slideshow reviews, but the only thing is, if I get busy and all that, and I'm like 2 or 3 days behind, because that's a problem really I had last year. At times I was watching things 2 or 3 days later. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch, I think for this year, because obviously last year I just cherry picked my matches, but I think this year I'm going to watch every single block match. I mean, forget all the random tag team matches they'll put on the undercard. I don't really give a shit about those, and I don't think anybody else does really. They're all just filler. But as far as every single block match, I think I'm going to watch every single one, and hopefully I think it's a good time, because we're just going to get a month of great wrestling. I mean, obviously Wrestle Kingdom is the show, that is the show, but I think G1 Climax is just as exciting, because you've got like the whole summer to enjoy it. So you got like, so it's over a period of about 4 weeks. So yeah, it's just really awesome. Really looking forward to it. We'll just see how it goes. I mean, will it top G1? I mean, G1 Climax 27 was amazing, I thought obviously, but can this top that? Who knows? I'm not really bothered about that. I just want to see a good tournament, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. We've got like 33 minutes into this, so like I say, I can't recommend this enough. If you're a New Japan fan, you don't need my recommendation. You'll be watching it as much as I will. And if you're not a New Japan fan, but you're kind of interested in becoming one, I would definitely recommend doing this, going through the G1 and watching it. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I think for the next video will be Sunday or Monday, because I'm not watching what's the name of the show, the G1 special in the USA live. I'm not going to watch it live because I've got work on the Sunday, so I'll watch it probably Sunday night, Monday morning. As a matter of fact, I'll do some quick predictions and talk about those matches while I'm here. I think obviously main event, Omega versus Cody. I mean, I think for me they actually did have a great match of Supercard of Honor, but I think because it wasn't super fast paced and had a load of high spots and all that, people rated it lower, because I think that's just kind of what wrestling fans are nowadays. They want all these big spots and all that. But I thought they had a good psychology and a good story to the match, and I think this match should be at least as good as that. And obviously Omega's first title defence, he ain't losing, is he? Let's be honest. Couple of other matches to look out for: Dragon Lee versus Takahashi for the junior heavyweight title. Takahashi's first title defence. That should be a fantastic match. I mean, the chemistry these two guys have is unreal. I mean, they've had some awesome matches in the past, so have an awesome match again here. And like I said, I don't think there'll be a title change here either. I mean, let's be honest, it would be a bit stupid to have Takahashi go through all that in the best of Super Juniors and then beat Ospreay, only to lose to Dragon Lee on his first title defence. especially when Dragon Lee's not a full-time New Japan performer. Well, that'd be silly, really, wouldn't it? US title match. This is a potential gem right here. Juice Robinson, Jay White, two young guys going for the US title in US soil. I'll go with Juice Robinson to take that one. Then we've got Goto and Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight title. That should be a good match. I don't think it'll be a great match or anything like that. Obviously Goto's going to win because Jeff Cobb's not a full-time New Japan performer, so it'd be kind of silly to put the Never Openweight title on him, really, wouldn't it? Then after that we just got tag matches. So I think one's Okada and Ospreay versus Bushi and Naito. That should be a great match, but obviously no real consequences to that. That should be fine. What else have we got? I think it's another rematch from Dominion. Sabre and Suzuki versus Ishii and Yano. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with Ishii and Suzuki, because Suzuki beat Ishii for the British Heavyweight title on Strong Style UK. I was kind of surprised they weren't in the same blocks, actually. I was kind of expecting Ishii and Suzuki to be paired together in the blocks, but they're not. And obviously, the next big Rev Pro show is in the Summer Sizzler in August. Ishii's already facing Walter on that show, so maybe down the line, maybe on the Destruction shows will hook up, maybe in Rev Pro later this year, who knows. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, probably rambled on for about 5 minutes too long, but hey, that's how it is, isn't it? I don't do scripts in here, I just get it out and just talk. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, peace.